Hello, my pack, my tribe. Welcome to Howling After Dark. So, we're here at our little campfire. If you followed us on Facebook Live, you know what I'm talking about. You saw it. Just trying to get warm because it's starting to get cold. Sounds close though. Yeah, there. Yeah, think so. Anywho.
So what is tonight's episode about?
It's actually a good question. I have no idea. None. I just have the feeling that like something's gonna happen. It'll get caught on audio.
Nacho!
Come!
Nacho!
Nacho!
You're not doing that. You're not following anybody, okay? Here. You stay here.
Come here! Okay, folks, there's been a shit ton of UFO activity here. Since we came here. And there's this light in the sky. It looks like a star, but it just fucking moved. Like it did a swoosh. You know, like the Nike swoosh? It was that kind of movement. Where it like hooked and then went in a straight line. Yeah, they don't bother me none. Coyotes are nothing. They don't like people. And, okay, for folks in different parts of the country, let me explain. If you're not in the Southwest, what you have is not a fucking coyote. Okay? What you have is a hybrid between coyotes and wolves. So the behavior's different. They look different. They are different. Okay? Because what happened is in the 1950s, the deer population was getting out of control back east in like Ohio and Pennsylvania and stuff. And there weren't enough wolves left because fucking hunters were killing them too. And so they imported from the Southwest, like Arizona, New Mexico, where we currently are, Utah, Nevada, etc., actual Southwestern coyotes to deal with the deer population. But what they didn't count on and what ended up happening is those coyotes bred with the wolves that were there. And so what you have is not fucking coyotes, it's a hybrid between a coyote and a wolf. And calling them coyotes kind of fucking bugs me. Because that's not what they are. Coyotes are these skinny, fucking lanky lupines that are very timid around people. In fact, they're timid around anything bigger than they are. They're not the big, ballsy fucking so-called coyote that you have back east that bred with timber wolves and as such are fucking humongous. These are little lanky guys. that are very timid around people, timid around anything bigger than they are. They don't attack anything bigger than they are. They hunt jackrabbits and shit. So when we're out here and we say coyote, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about coyote on steroids, okay? But you may hear them during this broadcast because they are out here and they will howl. In fact, I could get them to howl right now, actually.
Will they come?
Doubtful. They might answer, they might not.
Just curious.
Tell you what, though, it gets any colder, I'm going in the tent.
I figured as much.
Anyhow, I don't really have a topic for tonight's show, although I do kind of want to cover something, because I covered it before, but for some reason that particular episode didn't post online, and it deleted. I found something out here in New Mexico. We're basically not too far away from New Mexico CST. For those that don't know, I'm a big time supporter of Leah Remini and the people that have been on her show, and basically anti-Scientologists like journalist Tony Ortega, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's this thing called CST, or Church of Scientific, or Church of something technology. I think it's scientific technology or whatever. And there's several locations, and essentially what these are is they are spending, because of their tax exempt status, they're spending taxpayer fucking money essentially to buy these really expensive titanium plates that they're having inscribed with every word that L. Ron Hubbard ever said and every word he ever wrote about Scientology. There's And also what they're doing is, and have done, is they're building these elaborate, like, fucking mansions all over the country in case he comes back. Okay? Because they believe that when you die, you don't really die, you're reincarnated, and you have 21 years to come back and resume your duties, basically. Well, L. Ron Hubbard is late. He should have been back in like 2015 or some shit like that, if that were true about the 21-year thing. He is not back, obviously. Now, that's not to say that reincarnation isn't a real thing, but Scientology is not, however, a real thing. And what's sad is there's still people in these houses all over the country. There's one here in New Mexico. There's like 2 or 3 in California. There's, I forget exactly where it is. It's like Wyoming or some shit like that. but they're like these elaborate mansions out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody lives in them. They're just in case he comes back. And they're still Scientologist servants, I guess you could call them, inside these places every morning to lay out his clothes. Which kind of makes no sense, because if he were reincarnated, he wouldn't be reincarnated as the fat ass motherfucker he was when he died. He would be it'd be a new body.
You would think.
If what they're saying is true, right? Like, it would be a new body. So these clothes that they're laying out every morning wouldn't even fucking fit. Most likely. Unless he was, basically exactly like he was when he left. It's fucking ridiculous. And we're letting them get away with it. The average citizen that isn't a Scientologist is letting these fuckers get away with it. Trust me, they have tax exempt status because they used coercion and threats. They hired private investigators to harass individual IRS agents until they got their fucking way. That's how they got tax exempt status. They don't fucking deserve it. And they don't really supply any public benefit at all. At all. They say they do. They'll spend millions and billions of dollars building these new fucking buildings all over the fucking place that nobody is ever in, by the way. But they don't actually do anything. They don't take the homeless off the street. They actually got in trouble for pretending to help victims of Hurricane Ivan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, do tell that one.
Yeah. They have this. It's like a sub organization or whatever, and I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like Scientology's version of the Red Cross, except unlike the Red Cross, they don't actually do shit. What they do is they'll give away like literature and maybe a t-shirt or two, and they'll take a bunch of pictures, and then they're out of there. They don't actually help anybody.
No, they don't.
And they fucking got in trouble with the federal government for that, because they didn't actually do a fucking thing during Hurricane. I think it's Ian, not Ivan. Whatever that last one was, that hit the South really big. So it's all bullshit. It is all bullshit. And I know people out there know that it's all bullshit, but there are people out there that think it's real shit, dude. If I spend all my money and get OT, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, that I'll be able to do things with my mind, yada yada yada. and you can do things with your mind now.
Already, yes.
You don't have to spend all of your money on some fucking cult ass bullshit in order to do things with your mind. Because it is mind over matter. All you have to do is want it enough. We do shit with our minds every day, and we don't even fucking realize it most of the time.
They're not looking at it that way.
Because, right, exactly. And all of it stems from the fact that so many people in this country are brought up. Oh, your imaginary friend isn't real. Ghosts aren't real. Monsters aren't real. And while it's good that you're trying to allay your kids' fears, you're also taking away the wonderment a lot of the time. We need to relax on that shit a little bit and be like, oh, well, okay, maybe there is something. I'm not saying that there definitely is, but we should be open to all the possibilities, is what I'm getting at. Both as human beings, as parents, as fucking voters. Okay? And we're not. We're not. By the way, specifically with voting. Because everybody in this fucking country seems to forget that we are not a bipartisan fucking country. There are more parties out there than Democrat and Republican. And it shouldn't matter what their fucking party is anyways. The only thing that fucking matters is, are they gonna do the best job? Period. End of fucking discussion. I don't like Trump. I don't like Biden. I don't like pretty much any fucking president since Ronald Reagan. And the reason I liked Ronald Reagan is because he actually did something. He didn't just fucking puff out his chest and ruffle his fucking feathers like the newest fucking cock in the hen house.
That's an interesting way to do it.
He scared the shit out of the Iraqis bad enough, largely because they saw his movies and realized this is not the dude to fuck with, and they released 86 fucking hostages from Iraq. You remember this? The Iran hostage crisis? We sent in special forces teams that couldn't get them fucking out. Ronald Reagan becomes president, and it's immediately, and I'm talking within like a day or two. He hadn't even been fucking inaugurated yet. And they released him. Because they did not want to fuck with Ronnie Reagan.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Now, I didn't vote for him. I wasn't old enough at the time to vote for him. Had I been old enough, I don't know if I would have voted for him or not. I know I would be more likely to vote for him than, say, whoever the fuck it was that he ran against, that I don't even remember their name.
I don't know.
I remember who the guy was the second time was Dukakis. The second term that he ran against was Dukakis. I don't remember who it was the first one. And it doesn't really fucking matter. It's not the point. It didn't matter to me whether he was Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter to me now what you are. In fact, I'm going to go out of my way in the future not to vote for either fucking party. Because it's gotten so fucking bullshit. Which, it doesn't matter that this guy's an asshole and a misogynist and the most xenophobic fucking ruler we've had in the world since fucking Hitler. I'm gonna vote for him because he's a Republican. No, fuck you, motherfucker. How about you vote for the best person for the goddamn job? Period. It shouldn't matter what their fucking party affiliation is. Because you know what? No fucking party tells me who to vote for any fucking way. Because I believe in a little thing that this country was founded on called fucking freedom, motherfucker. And the right to fucking choose my own goddamn leaders regardless of what fucking party they belong to. No party is going to pressure me into voting for their guy because it's their guy. Fuck off. Talks. But you're not going to get me to fucking drink the Kool-Aid. Okay? And if you try and fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with you twice as hard.
There is that.
Okay? And trust me, I've already done it to Scientology once. I'll gladly fucking do it again. And David Miscavige, that little fucking bitch, if he thinks that he's gonna fucking abuse me like he's abused everybody under him.
Oh, yeah, that won't work.
No, dude. No. That's a good way to fucking go need a dentist. Because I'm gonna knock your fucking teeth down your throat. Okay? And I'm not trying to come off like Billy Badass, even though I kind of am. But I'm not trying to come off like that. All I'm saying is, I ain't the guy that's gonna fucking let you fucking roll over him, right? But I'm not taking anything away from people that have been victims of this fucking asshole, because unlike them, I'm not indoctrinated. Okay, there's a level of brainwashing that goes with what they call auditing, which is what it's kind of like Catholics in confession, only add brainwashing and behavioral manipulation to that. Okay, so it's a bad thing, is what I'm getting at. So, because it's such a fucking bad thing, people need to be aware of it. You know, not just people. Well, the good news is nobody new is really joining at all. There's enough people out there now that know that it's bullshit, that aren't drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak. But this is for the people that are still in. Don't put up with that bullshit. Nobody, no religion has the right to fucking tell you who you can and cannot be associated with. Nobody in the world has the right to fucking abuse you and make you feel like it's your fault. Here's the thing, and if anybody in Scientology is listening to this, I want you to understand this, okay? You can call me a suppressive person, you can call me the enemy, you can call me whatever you want. I don't really care. But I want you to hear this one thing. It is not your fault. Okay? It isn't your fault. Every time that they sit there and try and make you feel like it's your fault for being the victim of something, it is not your fault. It is their fucking party line cooked up by the abusers. Okay? And you can't let them make you feel like you're less when you're not. You're actually more. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Other than to say, I think it's fucking absolute bullshit, the stuff that they're doing with taxpayer money. They're building new buildings all the fucking time. They call them ideal orgs, and nobody ever goes in them. It's just so that they can justify to the IRS that they're upholding their end of the deal with the tax exempt status.
But all they're doing too.
But it's all bullshit. And I've never been a Scientologist. I've had a lot of experiences with Scientology because where I grew up in San Diego, there was a major Scientologist church, or org, I guess you could call it, in San Diego at the time. And they tried to get me to drink the Kool-Aid. They offered me one of those quote-unquote free personality tests. That did not go their way at all. I had them I had them terrified of me, and B, I had them convinced I was basically a serial killer waiting to happen. And I did this on purpose, mind you, because I had a friend. This is like my little revenge, basically. I had a friend who was a Scientologist, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to embarrass the family or anything. But I had a friend that was a Scientologist, and he ended up committing suicide because he did not get the help he needed, because they're against psychologists. But here's the problem with that. That would be fine if you were against psychologists if you offered an actual alternative. But they don't, because their bullshit doesn't work.
Nachi.
Come!
Oh, he's lying over there. Come here. I just want you to be warm. Come here.
Come here, Bubba.
Yeah, come on.
Lay down, buddy. Lay down.
Lay down by the fire.
Lay down.
That's all you can get warm.
Come on. Lay down.
Lay down by the fire, bud.
There you go. It just doesn't fucking matter. Live your life. Be fucking free. But be really free. We have that option. You know, it got scared out of us a little bit because of 9/11, right? Because I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said it. It might have been somebody else, but it might have been Thomas Jefferson. I don't remember who. I'm pretty sure it was Benjamin Franklin that said, "Those who sacrifice their freedom for security deserve neither." What did 9/11 do? Think about it. Homeland Security, Department of Homeland Security. Just think about that wording for a second. If you were to translate into English the meaning of KGB, it's essentially Homeland Security. Right? And we should be secure in our homes. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be. But what I'm getting at is I know enough about demolitions that I can tell you that the way that those buildings collapse, it is physically fucking impossible for them to collapse that way by airplanes hitting them. That building was fucking imploded.
Yeah,
period.
That was sad.
Period. Look at pictures of the towers going down, or video of the towers going down, and video of the Sands Casino getting imploded. They're identical. Identical. But that's neither here nor there, and not really my point. My point is when it's the people fearing the government, it's tyranny. When the government fears the people, it's liberty. We need to remind these fuckers who we are. We need to remind them that we're in charge, not them. Because without us, they don't exist.
Pretty much. It's the same way with a husband and wife team, you know? If a wife fears the husband, then she can't effectively follow his leadership.
Sort of. Not really the point I was making, but yeah. Point is we have to stop letting them take away our freedom in the name of progress. We need to get our faces out of our fucking cell phones for more than a few fucking minutes a day.
Agreed.
And actually take a long look at what's going on in our fucking name. And help fix things. Not who's going. Nobody knows where she is, if she's alive or not. Well, that's not entirely true. Back in like 2012 or something like that, nobody knows. Nobody knows where she is. We think that she's at the CST base near Lake Arrowhead in California. But nobody for sure knows. And probably won't until she decides to escape. We need some big pieces.
I don't have any more. They're in the tent. They're in the garage tent. And the big pieces that I really do have, the ones that need to be cut up, yeah, they're beside the garage tent. But I figure once this gets consumed, I'll probably be going to bed.
Yep.
So we can get up early enough and meet her down there at 10 o'clock. I'll give her a text to let her know I'll see her at the gate at 10.
Anyways, I think that's about it. My pack, my tribe. Until next time, peace out.